Giselle, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see a screen.
Oops. Sorry, participants, for the delay. I'm just trying to work out the screen sharing part.
Chaitali, your screen is not visible.
Yeah, now? Is it visible now? Okay.
Yes.
So, welcome participants to this session of writing for a picture book. Some of you must have managed to attend Ms. Brinda's session a little while before, which was all about picture books, how you can use picture books as an important resource. Ms. Brinda covered it beautifully, each and every element, how we can incorporate a picture book as a resource in our curriculum. So today, we can think about how we can write for picture book. Before that, let me introduce myself to you. I am Chaitali Shirali. I'm a teacher librarian at Ecole Mondiale World School. And I'm also an active member of Librarian Association. I have here with me Ms. Giselle Rodriguez, who is also a teacher librarian at American School of Bombay. We are members of Librarian Association, wherein we, in a past couple of years, we learned a lot of strategies that helped us to take back and implement in our schools. Also, we got an opportunity to give back to our community, sharing skills or how we could support some needy libraries through outreach program of Librarian Association. So engaging with librarian has been a great experience, and I'm thankful to Librarian Association to give this opportunity for me today, where I'm getting a chance to share my learning experience. I'm doing this session not because I know it all, but I got to know a little bit about writing for picture books, and I thought this is the best way I can share with you all. Having said that, we all, I think most of us are librarians here or are educators from academic domain. So we have been using various resources, and picture book is one of the resource which every school library must have. While we are using this resource, you will find that suddenly you think that this book is so beautiful. I have a story in my mind. Why not write it on as a picture book? So you are at the right session. So if you have a story in mind today, I hope that these are your takeaways. You will be able to understand the reasons why we need to read picture books, the importance of picture books, which Ms. Brinda has beautifully presented in her session. Going ahead, we will look at how we can understand about the elements of picture books, where we can think about the theme, the characters, the plot, how are the structure, how the story is presented in a picture book, the setting, the relationship between the words, pictures, and choosing an appropriate title. So, after having thought of writing for a picture book, what we need to do is definitely publish, but before publishing, we need to edit, review, reduce, or eliminate the unwanted things, unwanted words maybe that add or create clutter in the story. Publishing also is an important aspect which we can look forward to today. So, as you all are aware now, the reasons to read picture books are very simple. Uh, Picture book sparks love for reading. Give a picture book to a non-reader, and I'm sure the reader is going to get hooked on to reading any kind of book after that. Promoting picture books are a great resource to promote vocabulary, literacy skills, and analyzing, evaluating story elements effectively. Picture books can help you to develop imagination and critical thinking skills. Language development can be obtained through use of different picture books that are available in perhaps bilingual format or maybe even language specific. There are a lot of picture books which are published specifically in Hindi, Marathi, or any Indian language, as well as in various international language. So these resources can be really very effectively used for uh, improving or enhancing the language of the learners. Picture books can change your perspective. So this is the power of picture book. And also children will come up. You will find that when you use picture books, children will develop their own skills of questioning. They will have so many questions because picture books are have the illustrations which are self-explanatory, but allows the reader or the learner to delve into a lot of other areas of thoughts. So we will see how we can write an effective picture book. How does a picture book look like? You must have wondered that, okay, picture book is which has lots of pictures. But today, if you see, children's literature does have a lot of illustrations. How can we identify what is a picture book? Which is which picture book we can actually keep it aside as a specific genre. So first element that will help you to identify is prominent illustrations. The illustrations in picture books are spread across both the pages. They are beautiful, large illustrations. Many a times the text are few, and most of the times the text are few and the illustrations are prominent. So illustrations tell the story. Let the illustrator do the work, because if you write everything in the story, it will take away the charm of the picture book. The illustrator actually puts a lot of thought process to lead the story ahead. So the picture books which have a large and very effective, they are bright and vibrant, they are actually categorized as picture books. Picture books have a certain word limit. They are quick reading, but have we ever counted the words in them? How many words did you manage to finish? So a picture book will have not more than 800. Particularly the ones that are for younger children, they'll be up to 800. And zero, beginning with zero, where we have wordless picture books. Ms. Brinda actually shared about the wordless, the impact of wordless book. So they are beautiful. The illustrator just present in such books, the illustrator is the author. I think the drawing speaks for itself, the illustration speaks for itself. So picture books generally have fewer words as well as fewer pages. There are only 32 to maximum 48 pages. So let's go ahead with our first activity, where we start thinking about, you have now thought that I would like to write a picture book. But if you have a wonderful thought in your mind, if you have a wonderful idea, this is the time you can connect it with a theme. You have a story in your mind, but how will you connect it to a theme? So I would like you to share the various themes that you have come across while you must have read any story which Maybe it could be in any chapter book, through any novel, or maybe a picture book itself. So I'll just share this link where in the chat. Oops. So you can actually share all the themes that come to your mind. I'll just stop my screen share for a minute. Did you all get a link in your chat? So you can start sharing the themes that you have in your mind. Any theme that you can think of, you have a story in your mind, any theme that you would like to, that relates to maybe things that you have seen around yourself. Ms. Giselle, can you access that link and just see if you are able to access it? Yeah.
Yes, it is. I'm able to see the responses
Okay.
on the link, but it's not coming up on your screen.
Okay, I'll refresh it.
But I can see others are posting their answers.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, now I can see them. Okay, yes, friendship, family, first day at school, acceptance, being brave. Okay, now let's have a look at the themes that you can actually connect with the story if you have it in your mind. So if you can see here, bullying is one of the most important, maybe a global issue which is experienced by any category of people, like right from children till maybe it can be at any level. Friendship, yes, some of you have actually highlighted that. Friendship, family, and stories based on poverty, kindness, the cruelty that happens to animals, stories that relate to nature. And there are a lot of other topics which you can explore on the United Nations specified goals. You can connect stories that are related to education, maybe the lack of education. These are all the different categories, 17 categories, which will help you to think about stories that will bring a change in our society. So now that you have thought of a theme, you had a story in your mind, you can try to connect it with all these themes. Let's see how we can go ahead with our story. Let's begin by a wonderful story. Many years back, okay, I would like to first begin with one of the earliest expression. Now say it in few words. Picture books, as I said, has it should be not more than 800 words. So today, let us think about the shortest stories, which were said in 6 words. Earliest expression of this phrase was, we can relate to Julius Caesar, where Julius Caesar wrote a shortest note: I came, I saw, I conquered, in his letter to the Roman Senate after he had won a quick battle, and he shared about his victory. Later, many years later, Ernest Hemingway was challenged to write, or rather, he said that he could write a story on anything, for any number of words. And this was a challenge he took up, and he came up with this phrase: sale, for sale, red shoes, never worn. So these are the stories, few stories, which are shared in only 6 words. So today I want you to take some time and think of such short stories which will help you to start your creative thinking. So because it's very important to think creatively if we want to be a picture book author. So let's take 5 minutes and let's see if you can come up with any 6 word story. So you can type it in chat. The simple tip for you is think of a subject and a verb and try to connect them. Wow. Ms. Shraddha has already shared one. She lived her dreams. Beautiful. I can see you all are wearing your thinking caps now. The deep blue, okay, Sachin Nair says the deep blue sea holds the mystery. Wonderful. Okay. Zikra has shared frozen wings warming up to fly high. Okay, let's keep it to maximum 6 words. Shraddha has come up with another one, but see if you can bring it down to 6 words. You can even say, told you not to do it. Let's come together. Maybe you can add 3 more words. The globe is used and misused often. So you can eliminate the globe is globe used and misused again. That also works well. The universe is big. She's lonely. Okay. This is fantastic. I like the way y'all are coming up with more and more words. Okay, Gitanjali has shared her eyes said it all. Beautiful. So keep this flowing, and maybe you all can start penning it down every day. I think you all can make a beautiful list of all the 6 word stories. So yes, this is what later on was inspired by various. One moment. Miss Giselle, I think again my connection is okay.
All right. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're frozen on the screen. But do what you did the previous time. That's okay. And come
yeah.
back in.
I'm just
In the meantime, you've given us a good exercise.
yeah. Okay. I'll just try to
Yes, that's a great idea. Let's try again. And I'm literally taking it, let's try again. So keep that thinking going. And let's surprise Chaitali when she comes back.
I can hear you actually, but I don't know why the Zoom is not.
Okay, now you're, I think it's active right now. Okay, we got another one. She dreams, she feels, she writes. There's another one there. What am I actually? I think we've set ourselves a good task because we're trying to beat our own titles.
Okay, I'm ready to share now. Sorry about that. Miss Giselle, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Ms. Chaitali, I think it's on the speaker notes portion. Yeah, if you'll present. Yeah.
Now, is this visible? Okay, thank you. Sorry, participants. Sorry to. Okay, now we thought about the theme. We thought we gave our best to create a 6-word story. I know some of you also tried adding 1 or 2 words more. See if you can eliminate the articles and any 2-letter words. Uh, that was wonderful to see how we all came up with various themes and the shortest story. Now let us delve into how are picture books basically written. What is the format, the structure of the story? What kind of structure we can have? You must have read several picture stories or picture books. So the story is basically going ahead with the first example. If any of you have got a chance to read a cumulative story where actually the characters go on adding to the story. So one good example would be Room on the Broom by Julia Donaldson, where the witch actually travels on the broomstick and she meets different characters who are doing several other things. They croak, they cry out, they and finally they help the witch to save her life. So this is a and then she goes back and she kind of leaves all these characters to a place. So this is a beautiful story where you get to see there are multiple characters. So it is a cumulative story. There are characters that go on adding as the main character moves ahead in the story. Rise and Fall is another structure or kind of structure where the main character in the story experiences challenges, then tries to resolve the challenge or find a solution. Then again, there is a problem in the story again. So it's like a up and down in the sequence in the story, considering the problem. Then there are parallel stories where the character says, I love to read a book, and so does my dad. So here is a picture book which talks about a story of the main character. Also, there is another story which moves parallel to the main character. Next would be, you can also think of writing a story within a story. So a simple example would be where Cook's favorite book, which is again written by Julia Donaldson. Here, Charlie is seen reading a book, but in that story is another story, and in that story there is another. So it goes on till in the end, finally, Charlie is reading a story. So this is how there are different stories within the story. This is a beautiful uh, book where children or the learners are able to delve into various settings, various plots, understand, make a lot of personal connections. Next story is a very good example of a book which was also nominated for Jarul Book Award. This is a book which is written by she is Usha Vishwanathan. She is also a editor of Karadi Tale. The Insect Boy is a story which goes forward and backward. It begins with the character at the age of 1, and then it moves ahead at a certain age where the character is an adult, and how the character deals with his fear to insects. And then again, the story moves backward where the character is seen at different stages in his life dealing with this challenge. Next structure is also very familiar to all of you. I'm sure you must have definitely have one copy in your library. The Very Hungry Caterpillar story, which has a structure of linear timelines where the caterpillar begins from Monday, Tuesday, and every day the character eats, and then finally on Sunday, how the character rests. So this is a story which tells us about a timeline of a particular character. Now, the last one is really interesting, where you will find that the story comes back again, something similar to Charlie Cook's favorite book. Here, the Mancha Mancha story begins with a farmer who tries to sow carrots, and then finally he sees that every time he tries to overcome the challenge, he has the rabbits who eat up the carrots in his farm. So these kind of stories help you to make it more interesting for the readers. So you can choose any kind of structure from this. They are all very interesting, very engaging for the readers. Now comes the most important element of the picture book, writing for a picture book, where you can start thinking about the characters that you would like to have in your story. For a picture book, the main important thing we need to keep in mind is we shouldn't have multiple characters. So at the most, 3 characters in any picture book goes very well. Else the book should be really short, and the illustrations should be very prominent. So this here, you can start by simply answering these questions: that who is the main character in your story, whether the character, you have to start establishing the relation of the character with another character. You can start with the by explaining the different nature of the character, explaining each and every likes, dislikes of the character. Going ahead, what the next question you can ask yourself is, what is the main problem that the character faces in my story? In particularly in this story that you can see on your screen right now, where there are two friends. This is definitely a story of, as you can see on the cover page, it is, the theme is friendship, where the two characters are bonded closely to each other. And there is a problem where this story relates to a time when we had partition, and the two friends had to part from each other. But while they separated, like they had to leave, but the other friend helps, for example, the Riaz helps Mukund and his family to escape to India. So here is the problem, and how does the character solves the problem is really important. That where you can share about the challenges that the character faces, and who helps, or what is the solution that the character finds to resolve the problem. Now, as I said, that it's very important that you keep your picture book, the words in your picture book really short, and you can have board books which are for particularly meant for early years. Your story can be simply where there are characters and the vocabulary that you would like to introduce through your story. It can be not, it should not be more than 200 words. Early picture books are where picture books can have words from 200 to 500, and then picture books that are between 500 to 800 that are relevant to age group of anything from 3 to 7. Older picture books, these kind of picture books are really helpful for students who are in grade 5, 4 and 5. They really help you all to introduce complex themes. Then we have anything beyond 1000 word, you can think of writing a chapter book. So it will no longer be a picture book. You can have a chapter book which has illustrations. Now, the point of view is actually the narrator's voice, where you establish the role of the character with the entire story.